thing. I was wrong. We have to keep an eye on things. We have to take the time to do that. It takes effort. It takes some sacrifice. Times there's some dollars involved. What if we aren't willing to pay? Everybody always has a choice. If you go to buy something or if you want something, you know what the price is, and you make the decision, well, do I want to pay that or do I not want to pay that? If we aren't willing to pay, there's anarchy. That's an option. Anybody heard of the Wall Street occupiers? And, I just got a comment about that. In Charlotte, I think it was, maybe it was someplace like that, where the Tea Party had to pay considerable dollars and go through all kinds of hoops to be able to get their permits to have their meetings. And those were just, for during the day for several hours. The Wall Street occupiers, they don't have to pay anything. They don't have to get any permits. They just go and occupy. And now, what would happen if the Tea Party decided to go have a meeting in a public location without a permit? We'd probably get kicked out. I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing. And the Tea Party group is going to go back to the local government there and ask for their money back because this other group has been there for months now, weeks, and has not paid anything. French Revolution. Anybody know the difference between the French Revolution and American Revolution? There's a significant difference in what happened. We had rule by law. They had anarchy. Anarchy basically was whatever they decided at the moment, whoever was in charge, that's what was going to happen. Ours was founded on a belief in God. Theirs was godless. How many people lost their heads in the guillotine in America? No, that didn't even happen. In the French Revolution, it was commonplace, and it was a horrible thing. So anyway, it's considerably different. If we're not willing to pay, anarchy is kind of where we're headed, with Occupy Wall Street as the most current example of that. Okay, the road to 2012 then. Reaching out. We have several things that we'd like to try to implement. First is called My Feet on My Street. We need to be able to reach out to our neighbors. We want to, the way of doing that ideally is to go out in pairs and talk to our neighbors. Don't spend more than about 3 minutes. If somebody really is opposed to the Tea Party, you're not going to convince them, no matter how long you stand there and talk. But we want to just give information. If you're not received, you go ahead and go. We have a door. We'll try it. We're going to arrange for door hangers with Tea Party basic principles on it, and you have a survey list. So it's basically a kind of 3-question survey. I think that's coming up in the slide here. But My Feet on My Street, making a connection with your neighbors so that when you come and see them again, they know who you are, they know what you're associated with and what you stand for. My Voice in My Neighborhood, or on my phone, doing the phone survey. Again, making that connection with our neighbors to be able to help them with information on what's going on. The survey basically deals with 3 things. And I think that most Americans would, or certainly the majority of Americans, would support the 3 basic principles of the Tea Party. First, either we're tax and spend, or we believe in fiscal responsibility. Second, do we believe in big government, or do we believe in constitutionally limited government? Third, do we believe in socialism, or do we believe in the working of the free market? Those things will pretty much identify whether or not people in that house are Obama supporters or not. The other thing is that not everybody is a registered voter. If we find people who believe in fiscal responsibility, constitutionally limited government, and free markets, those are the people that if they're not registered voters, we want them to be. But on the other hand, if they believe in those things, they probably are. So, but we want to identify those people, and we want to get, those are the people that we want to get out to vote when it's time to vote. We also want to provide them with information on who the candidates are that are conservative, that would support the values and principles that we believe in. We'll get to that shortly here. Second is we are watching, keeping our elected officials accountable. Has anybody ever written a letter to an elected official? Raise your hand. Good. Okay, you guys are good at that then, so you know how to do that. That's good.
Doesn't do any good.
Have you ever called an elected official? Good. You guys are good. All right, so for some of you, this is not going to be new. You know how to do this. But what we want to do is ensure that we are watching all of our local elected officials, as well as the ones for the county, the ones for the state, and even ones elected for federal offices. Now, it's not necessary that everybody is watching everybody. That's the good part about having a large group. We can have individuals who take the responsibility for keeping an eye on what Senator or Representative LaTourette is doing. How is he voting? What's coming up to be voted on? Is there something that we want to let our voice be known? And there are a lot of you here, you've made phone calls. We can make phone calls, we can write letters. That's one thing. Then we have county commissioners. Okay? We need to let them know that we're watching what they're doing. How do we do that? We have somebody who doesn't necessarily need to be the same person all the time, but at every county commissioner meeting that's open to the public, we have somebody from the Lake County Tea Party present to see what's going on, to see what the issues are and how they're going. And if you have a Lake County Tea Party shirt on, want to stand up? That's a nice shirt.
Oh.
Okay, we have nice shirts like this with Lake County Tea
My
Party.
shirt is nice. He didn't ask me.
There's a reason for that. Okay, thank you. So, if you have your Lake County Tea Party shirt on, you don't have to say that you're from the Lake County Tea Party, but you'll be noticed. And so we want to make our presence known. And then if there's things that we think are going in the wrong direction, then we can notify the group and we can exert pressure on those commissioners and elected officials. We have local communities. City of Willowick, where Joe lives. They have council meetings. We need to attend those council meetings. Again, not everybody, but we set it up so that we have a rotation and somebody goes to those meetings, reports back what's going on at City Council. When it comes time then for elections, we have a good idea of which councilmen are supportive of the principles of the Tea Party and supportive of the principles of government of our founding fathers, so that we can work toward electing people who support those principles.